Hey y'all, it's Callie and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. It is currently Tuesday afternoon. I started filming a clip for yesterday and then the dog started barking, people started coming home, so I just decided to go ahead and start the vlog here. Just to let you guys know, yesterday I did finish Legendary by Stephanie Garber on audiobook. I really absolutely loved it. There was less of the family aspect, which was part of what I really enjoyed about Carval. So I did give it just a solid 4 stars. It was a lot of fun and it was really intriguing, but at the same time it wasn't amazing. My new audiobook has been Matched by Ali Kandi and I am already on page 239. I have been listening like crazy on 2 times speed. This is interesting. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I enjoy the fact that it is a romance-based dystopia, so it's a little bit more fun for me because I just love a romance. So I kind of like that, even though that might be a deterrent for a lot of people. It's interesting because the world is like scarily close to something that could possibly happen in our society, which I think is really interesting, and what makes something really good is when you can imagine it actually happening. You can see how the downfall of the society occurred and how it relates back to current society, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm really intrigued to see how it's gonna go. I feel like I probably won't feel the need to continue on with the rest of the series, and if I do, I will probably not pick up paper copies, just read the ebooks through my library, and if I really end up enjoying them that much, then I will look into getting the other paperbacks. I have finally been getting some reading done in The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I am absolutely loving the writing style. I'm on page 30, not very far, but farther. I love the writing style. I'm just not having the time to read it because it is an ebook and not my physical book, but I just am so loving this. I'm really interested to see how it's all going to work out, the storylines of our characters, because we're really only starting to see a glimpse of what their lives are like, and I'm interested to see how, you can already kind of see how World War II is mixed into it, but I'm interested to see more of that. And then in my physical book, The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima, I love so much. It is so fun so far. It was really fun because my friend got me this book for my birthday, and then one of the dates that was actually mentioned in the book was my birthday, May 12th. It was a completely different year, but it was just really cool and such a coincidence that that happened. I am on page 117. I'm really enjoying this. It's interesting following a fantasy story written by a girl that follows boys, because and it doesn't really follow any teenage girls, and usually there's at least one teenage girl in a fantasy novel. So it's really interesting seeing something where the only female character is an older motherly figure or like a naive aunt kind of figure. It's really interesting seeing the way that she works with that, and also just the relationship between these 3 16-year-old boys. It's just a lot of fun, and the fantasy world is slowly kind of unraveling and being unveiled to us, and I absolutely love it so far. I totally see the hype. I cannot wait to see what else is going to happen. I kind of like this because it's not so info dumpy in terms of all of the new stuff for the world. You're finding things out along the same time as the characters, because of course the character has no earthly idea that he is part of this magical fantasy world. But it's really intriguing to find out these tidbits as he does, because he's not just finding them all out at once. He's finding out small things as he goes along, and I'm interested to see how the whole family aspect of it will come in, because some of his family members know and he does not. So I will be interested to see how his relationships with his family members will change, because that's sometimes explored but not really, because his mom has been a really big part of the story, which has been so cool to see. I am hoping to get a lot of reading done. I am so excited. I have lots of bookish packages coming soon. I have a Barnes & Noble order with my birthday gift cards, a book outlet order, the only books I'm allowing myself to buy, and then I got an Etsy gift card for my birthday, so I ordered some Night Court stickers and a book sleeve that I am super excited about. It's black and white and it's got this little cityscape and it's made out of flannel. I'm just super excited about all of that, and I cannot wait to see what happens in my reading and just excited about everything right now. Hey y'all, it's Wednesday morning and I wanted to update you guys on some of the reading I have finished. Yesterday I finished Matched by Ali Condi. I was getting a picture slideshow ready for my graduation party in a couple weeks, so I was just sitting there listening to the audiobook, doing some other stuff. It was a great way to finish off this book. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was interesting and I really liked the new interesting take with a dystopian based around a romance. But overall, at the end it was supposed to be this big cliffhanger. You just couldn't wait for the next book. But I don't care enough. Like, the ending was kind of expected, where I liked that it was romance based, but then like a quarter of the way through it's very obvious who she's going to choose in the end out of the love triangle. So I just it was kind of obvious, but overall it was a pretty good book. I enjoyed my time reading it. It was really cute at times. It was really interesting, but I didn't love it. I'm not going to continue on with the series. In the Warrior Heir, I made a little bit of progress. I am now on page 150. I'm going to try to read a whole bunch today. I got very distracted yesterday because our Wi-Fi came back up, so I'm hoping to crack down and read a whole bunch of this. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen. It's been skipping around time periods a little bit, which has been really fun, but I feel like it would be confusing in an audiobook because it doesn't have like a chapter break for that. So I'm glad I'm reading this physically, not that my library has the audiobooks, but I am really loving this and cannot wait to continue. I've also been reading more of The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I am now on page 46. It is a new chapter and I'm really interested. Just the farther I get in, the more I'm loving it. Yesterday my dad came into my room and he was like, "The Book Thief? That's terrible. You hate that." I was like, this is actually a good thing because it's talking about a young girl in Nazi Germany stealing books that were supposed to be banned that actually weren't bad books at all. So that was kind of funny. But I am just really loving this and I cannot wait to read more of it. I have a doctor's appointment today, so I am going to take The Warrior Heir, but it might be more realistic to read some more of this. My new audiobook is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I am so incredibly excited. I've listened to about 20 minutes of it so far, not a lot, but I have really been enjoying it. I cannot wait to get more into it. I have a feeling I'm really gonna like it, but I'm not sure. I don't have it and I haven't bought it because I have a bunch of books coming to me, but everybody's been loving it or hating it, so I'm interested to see what I'm gonna think. I really like the audiobook narrator and I kind of slowed it down a little bit. Usually I listen to it on 2 times speed, but I'm listening to it on 1.75 or 1.5. Just kind of slow down, absorb it a little bit more since I'm expecting to love it and I want to know all of the details about it. Hey y'all, it is Thursday morning and I quickly wanted to update you guys on some of the reading I finished. Yesterday I got through 3. I have now finished 3 hours of The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I am really enjoying this. I'm really intrigued. I'm seeing where people are liking it. I'm really enjoying the audiobook. The narrator is fabulous. She does such a great job with all the different characters and just personifying our main character Jude very well. I also finished The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima. I absolutely loved this. 5 out of 5. If you follow my Goodreads, you'll know I haven't really been doing reviews. I've just been rating them with stars. I just kind of started slacking on that and never got back into it, and I got back into it. I definitely wanted to make some comments about how much I just loved this story. It's so refreshing because it isn't a current book. This one was published in 2006, so it's a bit of a backlist title, but it's still so relevant and so interesting. I absolutely loved it. It isn't explicitly the most diverse, but it was still not shaming any of the things that we like to have in our fantasies today. I I really loved it and I cannot wait to get to the Wizard Air. In The Book Thief, I am now on page 71. A little bit, I just keep making small chunks and I only have 8 days left on my loan from the library. So I haven't decided. I might just go ahead and cram and read as much as possible in those 8 days, or I might just wait and see how much I can read through that and then read it physically for the rest of it. I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably try to cram it in these next few days. And then to go ahead and get my classic for the month out of the way, I'm going to read Cry, the Beloved Country by Alan Paton. I have no earthly idea what this is about. It's got 2 old dudes sitting on the cover. It has an adaptation from Miramax Films, and that's all I know. I'm really intrigued. It's a very, very short book because it's like 316 pages and it starts on page 34. So it's not very long at all and I cannot wait to see what this is going to be about. It's probably going to be boring, but since it's so short, I can just get it out of the way really quickly and head on to another book. I'm so not sure of what I want to read next, which is kind of why I went ahead and picked up my classic for the month so I could kind of sit there and think about what I want to read next. My Barnes & Noble package is coming today. I am so excited. So I will have 6 new books. I think I'm going to do an unboxing video for my haul. So I'll do kind of a more vlog style haul in that as I acquire books, I will kind of vlog either opening the package or just popping in and saying, hey y'all, it's this day, I just got these books. So I'm really excited about that, and that also means I'm gonna have to rearrange my shelves a bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I do know a few things I want to change around. If you can kind of see right here's looking a little funky. I'm going to move some things around. I previously had TBR books stacked sideways, but I'm realizing that that might not be the best because then it's going to be a pile of one at some point. So I'm just going to rearrange some things. I'm super excited to get my new books and I just can't wait. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I also have tried to put the books that I have holds on through my library, I'm putting them in a different orientation just so I can kind of know that yes, they are on my TBR, but I already have a hold on the audiobook through my library so I can read a different book instead and not waste that time that I had that book on hold. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to try to read a whole bunch today. I don't have to go to school today, but I am going to a really fun event, so that'll be a few hours in the morning, but after that I will be free to do whatever I want. Hey y'all, it is Saturday morning and I quickly wanted to update you guys on some of the reading I did yesterday. I completely blanked and forgot to do an update yesterday, but I didn't really get that much reading done. I could have, but I didn't, and that's on me. The first thing is I finished the audiobook for The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I really enjoyed it. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. There were just a few things that I didn't really enjoy. Like, I didn't appreciate how Jude could go from 1 second being really strong, really ruthless, to the next second being like trampled over by other people and not doing anything about it. I just kind of thought that that was a little fishy. But I still really enjoyed my time, and I felt like knowing that the 2 main characters that most people know end up together, knowing the 2 characters, I felt like that was kind of a spoiler, and I felt like I would have enjoyed the story more if I didn't know that the 2 of them were going to end up together, but that was probably just me. I just still really enjoyed my time. It just wasn't that 5-star quality. Then in Cry, the Beloved Country, I'm on page 76. This is interesting. It's about some South African culture in, I am not sure what time. It was published in 1948, so I'd assume around there. It follows the differences between the blacks and the Europeans in that area during that time, around Johannesburg and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. We follow a priest who most of his family has gone to Johannesburg and not come back to their little town, so he's kind of trying to find them and bring them home right now. And this book is interesting. It's not bad. It's hard to read more at one time, so I'm kind of breaking it up into like chapter chunks and reading like a chapter of this and then allowing myself to read a chapter of the ebook I'm reading. It's interesting and I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in the next little bit. It's a really short book, so I could finish it really soon, but it's just kind of dense. And in The Book Thief, I am on page 104. I am loving the story. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I find I keep picking this up physically instead of picking up Cry the Beloved Country. This is just so interesting and I love all the characters, and or at least I'm intrigued by all the characters, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. And then, because I finished The Cruel Prince, my next audiobook is Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. This is just a cute little Sarah Dessen read. It had a bike on the cover, so like I'm gonna assume that that's something relevant. I haven't started this at all. I just have it to pick up next, and I'm super excited to have another one off my shelves. I really love listening to Sarah Dessen books on audio because it just makes it so quick and easy and fun. Yesterday I also received my book sleeve. It is so cute. It's got like a little town with some stars and a moon. I really like it, but it's like really small. Even though like it's supposed to fit a paperback, it didn't fit The Book Thief, and Cry the Beloved Country kind of fit. Like, I don't think it's as deep as it needs to be. I don't know, but I'm still really excited to get some use out of this, especially on vacations this summer. Hey y'all, it is Sunday and I wanted to just wrap up this week's reading vlog. I haven't really done a whole bunch of reading this week. There's been a lot going on. I haven't really been reading when I've had the chance to, which is all on me, but I just have been doing a lot of stuff and not all the time is reading. I've been kind of sucked back into Netflix a little bit, which doesn't help reading at all, but I'm hoping to get back on track this afternoon. Currently in The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, I am on page 154. I'm really enjoying this. It's just taking me a little bit to get through. I really like the writing style, but for some reason I think it's kind of slowing me down. I really like how there are really short chapters and you can just kind of fly through them. It feels, even if it's not really that true. I think I'm just going to continue to make progress on this when I can. Just try my best. And then in Cry the Beloved Country by Alan Paton, I don't think I've made any progress since I last updated you. I'm on page 76, which I'm pretty sure is the same place I was last time, but I'm gonna sit down and try to read a big chunk of this evening to try and get a bunch more done. The writing is dense, but there aren't like a whole lot of words, and there are a lot of chapters, so I'm hoping to kind of get through this one pretty quickly too. And then lastly, my audiobook, Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. I am on page 143, a good chunk of the way through. I just didn't really have the opportunity to listen to a lot of audiobook, or when I did, I was listening to music, watching Netflix, doing other things, so I have plans to get a big chunk of the way through this one tomorrow. This week so far, I have finished a total of 4 books, 3 of them being audiobooks. I just really was focusing on the audiobooks this week. The first one was Legendary by Stephanie Garber, and I really enjoyed that one. It's the second book to Caraval. Caraval is similar to the Night Circus in that there is a very exclusive event that comes to town, but in this case it is more of like a fun game hosted by a man named Legend, and no one knows who he is, and that's a big part of it. And our main character Scarlett and her sister Tella end up all wrapped up in the wonderful magic of Caraval, and it is just so intensely crazy and fun. Then I finished Matched by Ali Condi. I enjoyed this one, but I'm not going to continue with the series. This is about our main character in this world where at 17 you are matched with a partner who will eventually be your husband or wife, and you will be with that person your entire life, and you're placed in jobs, and it's very much just a classic dystopian. But this one focuses a lot on the romance because of the whole matching thing. Turns into a love triangle. I didn't enjoy it because the love triangle pretty quickly wasn't a triangle, because you pretty much know who the main character will end up with, but I still really enjoyed it for what it was. Then I finished The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima. This was the one physical book I read. I really enjoyed this. It didn't take me super long to read. It is the first in the Heir Chronicles series by her, and it is about a boy in Ohio. I think his name is Jack, and he has never really been anything but ordinary, and then his aunt comes to town after a really weird day when he forgot to take some medicine, and stuff goes down. He discovers that he's part of this secret fantasy world, and he's very special, and some of the people in his life may not be who he thinks they are. So this was really intriguing, a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to continue with this series. While this wasn't the most eventful reading week, I still had a really great time, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!